Hello. The mission story of September 14th is coming from Costa Rica. The title is Real Treasure.
My name is Jahiquel. I grew up poor in Costa Rica, with little more than the clothes on my back. At 16, things started to change for me, at least on the outside. I began wearing a thick gold chain and rings, flaunting them around my neighborhood. But this didn't go unnoticed by the local gang. I used to be one of them before leaving to join a different group. Back then, I wasn't selling drugs. Instead, I was robbing homes and kidnapping people to fund my new lifestyle. That gold jewelry I was so proud of came from my crimes, and it caught the wrong kind of attention. One day, the gang leader, known as the Devil, grew suspicious. He didn't believe I had that kind of money without dealing drugs, and worse, without his permission. One of his guys messaged me, asking, "Is your chain made of real gold?" I knew who he was and what the question meant, but still, I replied with one word, "Yes." That moment would change my life forever. Later that evening, I was outside my grandmother's house. Out of nowhere, I saw the gang member speeding toward me on a motorcycle, his brother riding behind him. Time slowed down as I watched the brother pull out a 9mm handgun, the same gun I had sold him months earlier. Before I could react, 8 bullets hit me. 2 in my legs, 5 in my chest and stomach. I fell to the ground, numb with fear, too shocked to scream. As I lay there, bleeding and helpless, my mind was flooded with memories of my childhood. I remembered the prayers and Bible stories my aunt, a Seventh-day Adventist, had taught me. I realized I had made a terrible mistake by turning to gang life. With what I thought might be my last breath, I prayed, "God, forgive me." I don't know how long I lay there, but eventually, I heard the motorcycle drive off. A car passed by but didn't stop. It was my grandmother who first rushed out to help, and then 2 strangers arrived and took me to the hospital. When I woke up the next day, hooked up to machines, I knew I had barely survived. I had 23 stitches down my stomach, and the doctors told me I was lucky to be alive. My aunt's church had been praying for me, and I believed that their prayers and God had saved me. That's when I knew I couldn't live the way I had been anymore. I was given a second chance, and I wasn't going to waste it. From that moment on, I committed myself to Jesus. It wasn't easy, and it's still a process, but I started reading the Bible every morning and night, praying, and trying to fill my mind with positive things. I realized the garbage I had once put in my head through gang life had to be replaced with something good. Now, 3 years later, I'm studying to become a barber, a career that gives me a fresh start. I also share my story with young people, urging them to stay away from gangs and find purpose through faith. I tell them that real treasure isn't the gold chains or money, it's who you are inside and the peace you find in God. I never reported the brothers who shot me. I still live in the same neighborhood, and revealing their names would only put my family in danger. But I've forgiven them. The gold jewelry I lost that day doesn't matter to me anymore. What I've gained, my faith, my new life, and my sense of purpose means so much more. I know that with God's help, I can go far, and I want to inspire others to believe that they can, too. Part of this quarter's 13th Sabbath offering will help open a center of influence to share the love of Jesus with children who, like me, are at risk of being influenced by drugs and gangs in Costa Rica. Thank you for planning a generous